till my tape pop. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall.
times I'm watching you, and now I fell in love with you. So many times, so many times. So many times I'm watching you, and now I fell in love with you. So many times, so many times. So many times I'm watching you, and now I fell in love with you. So many times, so many times, so many times I'm watching you, and now I fell in love with you. So many times, so many times. So many times I'm watching you, and now I fell in love with you. So many times, so many times, so many times I'm watching you, and now I fell in love with you. So many times, so many times. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in love with you. Many times watching you, and I fell in
Let's give Gabbalish a round of applause. She dials it down. Hey, 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 hey. Let me check my vocal. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay. Well, we don't exactly have like the perfect mic set up here. So, Delaney, I'm sorry that you're about to get whacked here by the cable. Let me not rip the board off. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, nobody's gonna get hurt. Okay, so I think there's so many questions that I want to ask you, but let's keep in mind who our audience is here right now, right? Our audience is a class of music education majors. So let's have a, thank you, Ethan. Let's have a think, like I want to ask you lots of technical questions about how you did some things, but I want to start way broader and ask you questions about your experience as a music learner. Your father is a well-known musician and conductor, certainly here in Tallahassee and elsewhere as well. But he's like an orchestra person, and here you are playing house music on this contraption. Like, how did that happen?
Sorry, I'm kind of nervous. Not very good at public speaking, but there's always time for practice. So yeah, I grew up around a lot of music. My dad's a conductor. My grandparents are both singers. My sister's a singer. Some of y'all might know her. She's great. But yeah, a lot of musical talent. As far as like my music education goes, was like sporadic piano lessons that I never stuck to. But I've always like loved music, obviously been around it my whole life, just never had really that like formal instruction. And what got me into this in the first place was in 2021, I was on TikTok because, you know, COVID, we were bored in the house bored. And there was a girl that came on my feed. Her name was DJ Baby Q, and she's Canadian, and she doesn't play really house, but she did a lot of R&B, hip hop, pop, just a lot of she was like for the girls, like really played for the girls, things that women would want to hear. And I was like, I feel like I have good music taste and I should try that. So I bought a really small board at Guitar Center, like $200 board, and I just started messing around. Really, I started with Serato because that's what my board took, and yeah, it was like really bad. Like I have videos of some of my first like transitions and things like that, and it was just a mess, but I thought it was really good at the time. And then I started to get into house music, and I was like, wait, this is really what I want to do. Like, just attending house shows and attending house DJ sets, just, it's like inexplainable through words, like that feeling of connecting to music and then the people you meet through that. So then I kind of pivoted after a year and I started learning how to play with house, which is probably one of the easiest genres to learn with, just because it's like, y'all know, I don't, like, or that like the beats are just really simple to like overlay. Like I still don't have the terminology that y'all probably have to describe these things. But yeah, just practicing in my room a lot. It was like 3 years of practicing before I actually played in front of like anybody, because I kept thinking like, I'm not good enough yet, I'm not good enough yet, I'm not good enough yet. And then there was an open decks at the Strip. So I went to that, and I was like the only girl out of like 50 frat bros. And it was so scary, but I had so many friends being like, girl, you're never going to do anything with this if you don't just like put yourself out there. And through all those dudes, I made it back to a second one. And then through that, I became part of their little house music thing. Ended up leaving that because it just wasn't really the right space for me at all and what I want to do. But sorry, long-winded answer. And then for graduation, my wonderful parents got me this board, and my grandparents too. And this is really nice because I can take it everywhere. It's very similar to like club setups with all the buttons and everything. So that's why I wanted it. It's just nice. It's all in one. But yeah, long-winded answer. How I got into that.
That was great. Thank you for that. Yeah. So Gabby's playing on an all-in-one, which is separate from what we have, which is, you know, a MIDI controller plugged into either Record Box or Serato. And as she said, it has the sort of the classic Pioneer DJ layout. So you could go to a club and you'd have like the mixer in the middle, and then you have the CDJs on both sides. Yeah. So you can transition really easily. And so like pro DJs who, you know, spend their whole time traveling around, they're just walking with a USB stick. And then they just plug into whatever. Hey, there you go. And then they plug into whatever the club has. Hey, so I heard in your answer there was a few things there. First of all, about gender that I find super fascinating. Also, something about like confidence and courage to try something new. And then I also heard you say something about like piano not sticking. And this is no dig against piano, but for some people, piano's not going to stick, right? But for others, something else like this might be more likely to stick. So what do you think it was about this that was more sticky than some of that other stuff like piano?
Honestly, there were times like practicing. I mean, I've had like a lot of ups and downs with just like my own self-confidence with DJing and kind of like getting in my head and being way too stressed about like perfection to just allow myself to flow. But when I do find those moments of like flowing and DJing, it's like the best thing ever. It's so rewarding. And yeah, I'm not really sure. I guess when I took piano, I was like really young, and my dad was very big on like not forcing me to do anything musical because he did something musical, which like in hindsight, I kind of wish that I could play an instrument that wasn't this or sing like my sister. But obviously, there's the genes are there; they're coming out. But yeah, I don't know. I just love house music. I love going to shows, and then being able to like do that myself is just really rewarding. And yeah.
Okay, what do you find most musically challenging about this as an instrument? So when I think about, I mean, whatever your instrument is, your instrument has certain musical affordances, right? Your instrument perhaps can play pitches, pitches that are affixed to a scale, or your instrument can play certain types of rhythms and timbres, right? This instrument has certain affordances that are related to the physical layout as well as the software underlying all of that, right? Given the genre of house, there are certain expectations, right? And granted, there's all sorts of subgenres that I know nothing about, so there's different kinds of expectations. And you're saying that house is the easiest because it's almost always at 120 BPM, and the phrase structures are usually about the same. So you can take track A, load up track B, and then hit the cue, and then over a 16 bar, do something to make that transition happen. So as you're going through this, what are you musically thinking about oftentimes about like what you want to execute? You did quite a few EQ swaps I saw as a transition, but I guess kind of what I'm asking is like, what's in your like toolbox, your bag of tricks that you're usually working with?
Beat matching is huge. It's something that I still could refine. It's really nice with DJ software, being able to see a number that's your BPM, being able to see waveforms, being able to line those up visually. But the technology isn't always right. And you could have tons of situations where something's not reading properly or the screen's not working. And like if you think about DJs before this type of stuff existed, they're just using turntables. You don't have a number, you don't have visual cues other than maybe like the grooves on the record. You just have to completely use your ears. And I think if I got in a situation like that, it would be scary. I like might get by, but that's definitely something I could refine, is being able to not look at the screen and find that pocket basically of things lining up and the right beats per minute. Key is another thing. A lot of DJs like to like harmonically mix using that Camelot wheel. I don't know much about that. I mean, my DJ software, it'll tell me like what things could be in key, but sometimes I put those together, I'm like, this so just doesn't really sound right. So I kind of just have to rely on things sounding good over one another. And yeah, the EQs, you have your lows, your mids, your highs. You don't want all of those at 12 o'clock all at the same time if you have two tracks going. So just trying to be mindful of when to bring certain elements in. And yeah, phrasing is a big part of that. Lining up phrases. I also use loops a lot. Beat jump if you need to like go back. I don't really use hot cues. Some DJs use hot cues to set a point in a song and then be able to like jump to that point really quickly. I don't really do that. I kind of just know where the phrases are and when the changes are going to happen and just use that. Sometimes it kind of feels like it's mixing itself because it just sounds good at certain points over each other. But yeah, you don't want to just be halfway through a breakdown and then, okay, I'm going to start this track, or halfway through a second drop, you kind of want to line everything up. You can get creative with the looping and stuff like that, but yeah. Is that
It is. No, you're doing great. No apologies necessary. Let me get some questions from you all in the 5 minutes remaining, and then because we're live on stream for probably my 4 Twitch followers, if you could come up here and ask your question. Yeah, come on up.
So I'm assuming this is not your typical performance in KMU at 1:30 in the afternoon. So what is a typical performance for you?
So honestly, being in Tallahassee, the options are interesting because I'm not going back to the Strip. We're not going back there. Scary place. And that scene in general is very, when we're talking about gender, like, yeah, you gotta be a frat boy or just move on from that. But I do a lot of, honestly, kind of random things while I'm here. I've done little house shows, like Halloween parties. I've thrown my own shows. One of which was like a pretty good turnout. It was in July. It was called Safe House. It was a lot of fun. I did a birthday party like 2 weeks ago, and that was really fun. I did something for HBO on Landis for a show. But like my ideal environment would probably be like places that are specifically for house music, whether it's like, have any of y'all heard of Club Space? See, like that would be the dream. Like one day, like places like that where everyone is there for house music. I find that in Tallahassee, like people aren't really looking for that, and that's what I do, and I'm not really like gonna compromise on that. So when people ask me to play, I'm like, well, this is what I play if you're okay with that. Like for example, the birthday party, the guy whose birthday party it was, he saw me at another show. It was like a little mini festival in town, and he was like, oh my god, I loved it, I need you to play my birthday. And I was like, gotcha. And so yeah, I don't know, I try to do things that are going to receive what I play well, because I've had some people, like I had a sorority ask me a few weeks ago to do a date function, and I was like, I'm sorry, but that's just like not what I play, and like y'all deserve someone that's going to play those 80s hits, but like it's not me. So yeah, part of that is just being in Tallahassee. I do want to move and hopefully find more opportunities and places that would be like more aligned with what I like. But I know that that's not really for me here. So, yeah.
What are you going to do about this? This is an intense question. Get yourself ready. What are you going to do about finding the confidence to make that step from this geographic location that's not necessarily able to provide you what you need to nurture your musical interests in whatever is next?
A lot of radical acceptance, because I was born and raised here in Tallahassee. I went to FSU. I graduated last spring. And yeah, the city is really all I've ever known. So the thought of leaving my family is terrifying. But really just trying to think positively, really stay dedicated, because I've had so many moments with this where I'm like, I should just stop, I should just quit. It produces so much anxiety for me sometimes just to play, and my friends would be like, I don't understand why you're so nervous, like you do good every time. But it's something that I'm having to deal with, like within myself, is this self-doubt. So part of that is just opposite action, you know, still DJing, still putting myself out there. I say yes to a lot of things, even things that I'm really scared of and I don't think I can do, I say yes. And I don't know, just trying to like accept myself, which I guess is like deeper than DJing, but it is being in front of people and like having a lot of eyes on you, and it makes me like really want to shrink away. Like y'all might have noticed, like I wasn't really looking up at y'all at all, but I'm trying to trust. Like there's a reason I keep coming back to it, and there's a reason I keep doing it, and I'm just trying to follow that and trust in myself. But yeah, y'all, I might be in Austin, Texas by the end of the year. So find me there.
I think your answer there would probably, probably a lot of people that resonated with, because they probably feel very similarly, even though maybe they're standing behind a flute instead of a controller. Okay, well, I want to be very gracious to you for giving of your time and talents this Friday afternoon here, playing maybe your smallest gig ever. There have been smaller. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, right on. Yeah. Well, we appreciate very much your time. Thanks. Okay, go forth. Have an awesome weekend. Take care, y'all.